So the season is almost upon us. We are heading out to the beautiful Quinta de Lago resort in the Algarve in Portugal. And out there, we're going to film some season starter tips for you. So whether it's driving, irons, striking those chip shots, or hole inputs, we're going to have everything covered to help you play your best golf. A question I get asked a lot by my pupils is, how do I hit a draw? Right, well, there's a few different things we have to accomplish in order to hit that shot. It's a shot shape that many of you want to hit, and because of the kind of out to in nature of many golf swings, it's nearly impossible to hit a draw shot, okay? So the fundamental thing is we've got to get the swing path right, so we've got to make sure we hit from the inside, and then the face has to be closed to that path but open to the target. So that might not make sense, but obviously if we want to hit a draw, it's got to start right of the target, but we don't want it to finish left of the target. So it needs to start right of that, and then the path needs to be greater in order to bring that back and use the kind of spin of the golf ball and the curvature to bring it back online. So one of the things I would do if I wanted to hit a draw is to aim slightly right of the target. So I would maybe aim, you know, if we're aiming at this white sign out here on the range, what I'm going to do is just aim my feet slightly to the right hand side of it, and I'm going to aim my body in that position as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is then aim the face not at that target but slightly to the right of it, so that I start it in that position, and then because my body is further right, it's going to bring that golf ball back onto target. So hopefully we get a shot that comes out there, and you see it just moves back. It's actually pretty good. It's pitched about a foot right of that target there, so very, very good. And basically it's all about trying to manipulate that path, and also the relationship between that and the face is absolutely crucial. So doing some little half swings like that is the best way to get that feel in your golf swing for where you're aiming, also where the ball starts, because it's such an important thing for you to be able to control the face, start that ball to the right, and let it come back onto target. It's a shot that I find quite easy because I've always hit a bit of a draw. I always struggle to hit it the other way. But those of you who fade the ball are really going to struggle to do this. So really close that stance off, get the face open to target, crucially, and close to where you're aiming your stance. And you should see that ball start to curve back to the left-hand side. Many of you out there will have struggled with that dreaded right to left shot all of your life. I've certainly struggled with it ever since I was a kid playing golf. I've had to learn how to hit a fade throughout the years of practice, and I've sort of found a way of doing it myself that I find quite easy. Hopefully you'll find it quite easy as well. So it's basically changing some of the fundamentals in your setup, but also having better control of the face. Club face control is something that's very much overlooked in golf, and for me it's the most important thing that you can do. If you can work on the face and get it to start where you want the ball to start most of the time, you're going to be a pretty good golfer, and more importantly you're going to eliminate some of those really wide shots that you hit as well. So essentially that's what getting better at golf is. It's not hitting more good shots in a row, it's about the destructive ones and bringing those in, and certainly club face control helps that. So if I'm hitting a fade, so we've got this sign out here on the range that's kind of about 150 yards in front of me, I'm going to try and start it to the left of that and bring it back to the target. So I'm obviously going to aim left with my feet, so my body is aligned left of the target, probably left edge of this bunker. What I'm going to then do with the club face is aim that between the edge of the bunker and the target. So what I'm trying to do is hit more left than the face is aiming, so that then it curves back onto target, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to aim left, the face as well aiming left, but not as left as my feet, and swing down that line of my body. We can see there the ball starts left and just curves back towards that sign. So we've just finished about 5 feet left of the sign. Let's see if we can get one that starts further left and finishes. That's better. So starts at the bunker, just curves off, and finished about 6 or 8 feet left of that white sign that we're aiming at. So opening the stance up, the face has to be left of target for us to hit this shot, and then we see that curvature back to the target. The punch shot is something that many of you will have to use if you're playing in windy conditions, or if you want to try and keep the ball down. Certainly when we've been playing out here on the courses in Portugal, you have to keep the ball lower than the canopies in some of the trees. You can even see some of the ones behind me there. We've got quite big, wide canopies in the top of the trees, and sometimes we've got to flatten out the ball flight in our irons in order to try and keep them under there, so that we kind of don't mess the shot up by hitting it straight up into the trees and it falls down. So one of the ways I do that is shifting the ball back in the stance a little bit more. Whenever we do that, we kind of encourage more of an in to out path as well. So you've got to be kind of mindful of the fact that if you're a drawer of the ball, you may start drawing it more by moving it back there, or if you're a fader of the ball, you may find that the face comes in a little bit more open than usual because we're not actually getting any of that release, and you may even find it straightens out your ball flight a little bit too. So what I'm going to do is try and hit one towards that white sign down there. So I'm just going to shift the ball back, and because of that I'm going to open the face ever so slightly because I know that it's going to start to the right. I obviously want it to come back to the target again, but what I don't want is to aim at the target, because if I'm getting more of an inside path, I'm going to hook it and it's going to finish left all the time. So I'm going to open the face ever so slightly, keep my weight and my chest in front of it to encourage that slightly more squeezed kind of angle of attack, and really try and flatten the ball out, lower in the flight. And you can see there we've almost taken sort of 20-30 feet off the ball flight that I would normally hit with a 7-iron. So let me just hit a normal one so you can see that. A hell of a lot higher, much higher in the air in fact. So yeah, that punch shot, we just move that ball back, we swing nice and smooth, keep that weight on the front foot and ahead of it, and hopefully see that ball come out much flatter and get to your target a little bit more, and even keep under the canopies of these trees. Another amazing feature here at the resort at Quinta de Lago is this amazing tailor-made performance centre. I'm joined by Callum. Callum's one of the pros down here, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the academy. So how long's this been here, Callum?
So this has been here actually 12 years.
Okay.
And the name above the door is Paul McGinley. So
okay,
Paul McGinley is our ambassador for this academy, and has been for 12 years. And he's a big part of our academy, and spends a lot of time down here in Portugal at the resort as well.
Perfect. And we've obviously got the range up here as well as the performance centre. There's also a really cool area to hit off the roof, isn't there, here,
yeah.
which is very good. And then, like you've alluded to, down the other end of the range, it's almost like a kind of outdoor performance centre, really, isn't it, down there? Yeah. So
absolutely. Like I said, it's those guys. They're looking for high performance. So Paul actually helped design that area down the bottom.
Okay.
Got a lovely putting green and 2 large bunkers down there which you can play around with.
We certainly will, and we're going to film a lot of our tuition content that we're going to do today up at the other end of the range. We're probably going to hit some shots down here as well. Thank you very much for your time, Callum, and what an amazing place you've got.
Thank you.